Hey, we're talking about how to manifest your next role. How to manifest your next role. Let's see. Go live. Trying to go live there we go, on Instagram. Hang on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Today we're talking about how to manifest your next acting role. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Christine Horn, the booking magnet. I help actors book more TV. I'm also the founder of Hollywood Bound Actors and the Hollywood Bound Actor podcast. So we're here to talk this morning, jump off this good week. So right now I should be live on TikTok. What's up, TikTok? I should be live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Hopefully, we'll see. Y'all have to let me know. Make sure to say good morning, say what's up in the chat, just so I know that you are here. So I want to dive into it. I was teaching over the weekend. I have a course called Book More TV, and once a month we do a Q&A call. And one of the students in the Q&A call was asking about some things she wanted to do next, some voiceovers, some different acting types or acting roles she wanted to do next. And I ended up giving her some tips on basically how to manifest that next dream role. I love to hear, if you're watching live, hey, Debbie Ray, your ears must be ringing. I'm talking about you. The person I'm talking about just hopped on the live. But let me know in the chat, if you're watching, what is a role that you would love to play that you haven't played yet? Is it a detective? Is it something in sci-fi? Is it something that you haven't done yet? I'm curious to know. What is something that you would love to do next? What's up? Good morning, Insta fam. I see y'all here. I'm managing multiple screens and I'm testing out live Instagram on my desktop. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But let me know in the chat, what are some roles? What is a role? What is something that you want to do next in your acting career that you have not done yet? So Lisa Ann Logan says detective. Awesome. I see that. TikTok, I'm waiting to see what y'all want to do. This is part of the first step of manifestation and manifesting what we want to do next. Melissa says a detective or an evil character. Okay. So I want you, if you don't know, it's okay, but you can think about this as we keep going. But there are some steps I want to share with you. Some of Miss Pius says, I would love to be a series regular as a badass attorney. Yes, I received that. I think that's very possible. So Austin Amy says, I want to play a baddie. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's dive in. You may want to get pen and paper. You're probably going to want to save this video for later. But step one, and I want to just say this, if you're new to me, let me do a quick introduction because I haven't gone live in quite a bit. I am Christine Horn. You may know me as the booking magnet. I've been a Hollywood actress for 25 plus years. In addition to being an actress, I'm also an acting coach. And our community is called Hollywood Bound Actors. So we have a podcast, we have a Facebook group, we have an Instagram page. So if you want some more some more tips, a lot of resources, look up Hollywood Bound Actors. I specialize in helping actors book more TV because that's what I do a ton of. But I started in the theater. I started out in doing theater for free. Okay. I did The Lion King for 5 years. I did it on Broadway in Las Vegas. So I came from doing theater, real musical theater, over into film and television. And it was quite a journey getting there, making that transition. But here I am. And I love to help actors do the same thing. And I want to say, I know there's a lot of talk and rumble right now about the state of the industry. Just so you know where I'm coming from, I'm not here to talk about what's not going good in the industry right now. I want us to be just prepared for the next, and whatever our next is, to make sure that we're ready. So we can touch and agree that that's the energy I'm coming from. I've been doing a lot of talking on TikTok recently. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should. Actress Christine Horn. And on TikTok, I'm very much about inspiring you all to go for it. And there's a lot of talk of like, well, the industry's so slow, and now's not the time. And I just am not in that space. I believe if the industry were busy right now, if it were super busy like it always is, are you ready? Are you prepped? Do you have all the things in place if it weren't busy? I mean, if it weren't slow. And if the answer is no, then that's where we're just operating from. We're operating from being so ready for the next. So, step one into manifesting our next dream role. And again, for the sake of this talk today, let's think about one thing. And it was funny on the call that I had with my students on Saturday in my Book More TV course, I was talking to them about something. I was sharing a story, and I didn't realize till I was in the moment telling them the story that I had manifested a role that I had been talking about for like the past year. And I was like, wow, it happened. And I didn't even realize it because I have been talking about it so much as if it were already a fact. I was already living in the factual moment in my brain. So when it actually did happen, like for real, it kind of passed me because in my mind it had already happened. So I want you to think about whatever that role is that you're thinking about next. Thank you all for those of you who have shared and shared publicly what that is. That's the first thing. Just think about, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? Not not a generalization. Of course, we all want to work. We all want to book roles. No, I'm talking about what's the juicy thing. So I'll give you my example. So about a year or so ago, so I was on a show called Black Mafia Family, BMF, and I was also on a show called Snowfall. If you're fans of that, thank you for watching. And I was doing a lot of press, a lot of interviews. And in addition to doing interviews for podcasts and magazines, people would often say, "Oh, Christine, okay, what is the next? What do you have coming up? What would you like to do next?" And I kept saying I would love to do a gritty sci-fi, like a sci-fi drama with like playing a badass and like a sci-fi, something gritty and sci-fi. I just kept saying that, something gritty sci-fi, something gritty sci-fi, badass sci-fi. And I just would talk about that as if it were already something that I already had in the books. And what I realized on Saturday on the call when I was with my students was that, oh my gosh, in January, I filmed that role. I can't share what it is now, but I promise you when it comes out, I'll let you know. But it's a major production, a major show, a total right in the pocket. So step one, if you're writing this down, is just to affirm what it is. Get clear on what it is. I know a lot of times as actors, we are just in this place of, I just want to book something next. I just want to work. And I get that. But in addition to that, what would be the dream next for you? Okay. So that's step one. And I have my notes. Okay. That's step one. Step two is, so now that you know what you want to do, I want you to find the visuals for that. And here's what I mean. Stick with me. Okay. So let's just say, I forgot who it was. Let's look at the comments. I'm going to get a real life example. I'm looking here on TikTok to see what y'all said. Georgia says they want to play a role in a dystopian movie. I love that genre. Okay, awesome. So now I would be looking for images of dystopian movies, right? So what character would you play in that dystopian movie? Those of you who said detectives or whatever the role is you said, a baddie, right? What does that character look like? Think about it for a second. What does that character look like? What colors do they wear? Can you find examples of those kinds of characters already? Right? Many times for us in the industry, if we're studying television and film, we know we've seen examples of the kinds of characters we would like to play. So that's great. I want you to now find visuals for the kind of character that you desire to play next. So for me, I'll go back to my example. You are using too much memory, which may cause the system to crash. Uh-oh. TikTok, if I lose you on my iPad, I'll just go to my phone. Because apparently my iPad is doing the most. So for me, the sci-fi role, I just kept envisioning like, okay, dark clothes. At the time, my head was shaved. So I was like, something badass, and my head is shaved. I'm fit. Christine, I am fit. I am athletic. I can see myself like just whipping ass. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I just kept seeing this visual. So can somebody give me a visual? Tell me about a visual, one aspect of the character that you want to play next. What would be what would be the visual? TikTok, I'm gonna go to my phone because my iPad is tripping. So I'm gonna end the live on TikTok and come back on my phone. So I want to hear somebody in the chat. I'm looking at you all on Instagram. Um and TikTok, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna leave and come back, okay? Thank you all for your patience. But there we go. I don't know why my thing wants to, while I'm doing that, Mm-mm. Okay, here we go. Live. Okay. Thank you all for being patient. I had to make sure my TikTok people got back on. Okay. So, Cheryl Carbonell says the visual is a muscular, strong Black woman. Okay, awesome. Right. So for me, I got really clear. So in addition to the visuals that you come up with in your brain, I want you to think about, can you cut out, can you go to Google? Can you go to do you have any magazines, anything? Like, so basically we're talking about making this vision board in our head and physically, if you desire to, on what that role looks like. So if you know, let's just say some of you who want to play, like Lisa Ann says, lead detective fit seasoned on NCIS Amsterdam. Great. So we know NCIS already exists. So we can go look up NCIS, some of the previous shows, what some of those characters look like. Maybe we cut out some, print some of the images, cut out the body. Maybe you stick your head on the body. I don't know, whatever you need to do, right? That's number one, getting so clear on how you fit into the world of the character you desire to play next. What world would it be? So if someone on the TikTok said they wanted to do something, I think that was Georgia, wanted to do something in a dystopian era. If some of you want to do something that's procedural, then okay, how do I fit into that? So that's number two, getting clear on the visual. And allow yourself to daydream. Like, this is our job. Our job is to use our imagination for good, right? So you can take 5 minutes as you lay in bed and wake up in the morning, see yourself playing this character. Even if you're not specific on the exact show, it can be the genre, it can be the vibe, it can be the tone and the energy in which. I didn't know what show I was going to do that was going to be sci-fi and dark and gritty. I had no clue. I just knew that was the energy in which I wanted to do next. You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, so the next tip after that is I want you to make it public. I want you to play and manifest out loud. And here's what I mean. And I know this can be a little scary, but here's what I mean. So it can be as simple as you tell one of your really good friends, one of your good acting friends, one of your best friend, cousin, sister, brother, somebody you feel comfortable with, to say, hey, my dream is to play. Okay, I'm gonna go with Debbie Ray here on StreamYard, is to play an attorney or a district attorney. Okay, great. On what kind of show? On a procedural, a network television show, maybe NBC, ABC, maybe FX. FX is a bit grittier, like being very clear on what that is and say it out loud. So now we're saying it out loud to somebody, and then we get to play out loud and manifest out loud. And here's what I mean. So this is the tip I gave my client, Debbie, who's actually on live now over the weekend. I'm gonna give it to you. Let's say you want to be, I'm seeing all the comments here. So whatever the role is you desire to play next, and that perhaps you have not played yet, imagine that you have an audition for it tomorrow. You get a self-tape audition has come in for you tomorrow for this dream role. TikTok, make sure you tap the screen also. Give me that love, okay? All right. So you have an audition tomorrow. What would that character wear? Do you have the clothing in your closet? Do you have the clothing in your closet? If you have the audition tomorrow, what would your character wear? So for those of you who are saying district attorney, okay, what does that character look like? Right? Have we seen proof? The thing about this industry, and as someone who's been in it for so long, I just keep learning and getting confirmation that this is an evidence-based business. What does that mean? It's like people need to see it before they believe it. Unlike for us, like we have to see it in our mind's eye so that we can believe that things are possible for us. So how would that character dress? If you had an audition tomorrow, would you be open to, and this is where we get to manifest and play out loud, would you be open to getting dressed up as that character, as if you have a real audition tomorrow? And perhaps getting your cell phone out and just doing like a 30 seconds of you like improvising. And what we can do with that, here's a few options. We can one, just take a photo. We can get dressed as the character, right? Y'all, we need to look cute. Like, ladies, let's beat the face. If your character needs to be beat the face. If your character's in a dystopian world and maybe it's a little down and out, maybe kind of grungy. I don't know if your character's a hobbit. I don't know. Whatever it is, make sure you just fully commit to what the character looks like. And I want you to take a photo. That's option one. Thank you. Love my shirt. My shirt says I'm doing all the right things. It's just a matter of time. It's something I say to my students all the time. So that's tip one. That's one way we can do it. So Sandra says, yes, I have a costume closet. Research on a show and what they're wearing. Exactly. So whoever your character is, could you dress like them? Okay. So you could take a photo. That's the easy one. Take a photo. Okay, take a photo. I'm moving too fast. The second option, we can do both, and not on the same day, but we could also do this. We can turn our cell phones on or our cameras and just improvise us talking. So let's say Debbie here wants to be a district attorney, right? Debbie could get dressed as a district attorney, get that hair done, that makeup on, and then turn the camera on, get the lights, your ring light or just your daylight from your window. And Debbie could record herself saying, Your Honor, I object. This is ridiculous. My client is innocent and I intend to prove it. Like she can just improvise. We don't need the sound. We can then take that video, mute the sound, and maybe put a little trending, maybe some music we find on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and find some music that fits like the tone of the vibe of this scene that we just made up. And now we can take that and put that, I'm talking 30 seconds max, on our social media. And maybe this is how we manifest out loud, because I know there might be some of you who might be thinking, oh, I don't want to tell people what I want to do. That feels cringy. Listen, we're here to manifest. We're here to speak our goals and put life to them. We're here to speak life over our goals and what we want to do. So what I would do is something like, maybe it would be a dream to play, my dream role is to play a district attorney on a show that blah, 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 blah. I love to play out loud. Like, how exciting would it be? Call me Attorney Johnson. Have fun with it. It didn't have to be so serious. And anyone who's following you or paying attention to you on social media will hopefully be supporting you. But also, especially for us actors out here, as people research us and consider calling us in for different roles and opportunities, look, casting directors, they're scoping our Instagrams, they're scoping our social media, they're looking around. So now imagine you're saying you want to do this dystopian thing or this sci-fi thing or this rookie cop. I see so many great, I see gangsters. I see all kinds of great comments here. But imagine now when I scroll and do a little research on you right now, I see proof, I see evidence of. I don't have to just imagine, could Stephen really do this role? Wow. As soon as I go to Stephen's page, I see images of this. And it's playing out loud, it's manifesting out loud. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, put I get you. Put I get you in the comments, just so I know I'm not talking to myself. Just let me see. I get you. 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 Just so I know we're on the same page. Yes. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just want to make sure you're following along with me. Chi-Chi. Hi, Chi-Chi. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I see you on TikTok. I see you everywhere. Okay. Next tip. So we talked about taking pictures, perhaps maybe doing a little video, right? We're playing out loud. We're manifesting out loud. Next tip. It's not enough to just wish, right? Right? Now, the next thing, keeping in mind what you want to do next, especially during the summertime, because again, we're not talking about it's slow. No, we're not worried about the industry, the state of the industry. We're talking about what we're going to do next. I want you to study TV shows and or movies in the genre in which you desire to do. Okay? So it was somebody here on TikTok who said, and thank you for the love on TikTok. Keep tapping that screen. Thank you for the love on Instagram. Make sure that you are watching things. So I think it was Georgia here on TikTok that says you want to do something. They want to do something in a dystopian world, right? Well, I need you to be watching those types of genres. I want you to study it like it is your day job, like it's your part-time job. So that way you get so familiar with the tone. When I say the tone, I mean how the show feels. Certain shows are lighthearted, right? It's the difference between watching something on the Disney Channel and something on AMC. I don't know where you're watching me in the world, but every channel, every network has a different vibe, a different tone. Some shows feel like they're like those apocalyptic end of the world shows. Everything's kind of brown and muted tones, right? People look dusty, like they need to take a bath. You know what I'm talking about, right? So get so clear on what the tone feels like. Those of you who are watching Bridgerton right now, like there's a tone to Bridgerton. It's very bright and very regal and very fancy, right? Get clear on it. And I want you to at least once a week say, okay, so those of you said, I want to play a gangster. Some of you said, I want to play a attorney. Some of you say you want to play a rookie cop. Some of you say you want to play a badass. Once a week at least, I want you to be watching something in the vein of it. Why, Christine? First of all, you will get clearer on how to approach that work when your time comes. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. This changed the game for me. When I went from 0 TV credits to now 72, 73, I've lost count, somewhere around there, TV film, it's because I started to study television and film like it was going out of style. Like I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to book that next. And I would study how those actors walked, how they talked, how fast they spoke, the rhythm, the pace, the tone, the melody. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. I always tell my students, so those of you who have taken my Book More TV course, you know what I'm going to say. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just got to put some rims on it. And guess what? You are the rims. You are the thing that makes it automatically different and wonderful. But you must be very clear on what the world is that you're trying to walk into. Okay? How many auditions did it take before your first TV credit? Oh my gosh. I don't know, 100 or so. I don't know. A lot. I didn't quit. Hi, Marcus. Thank you for sending love. Good morning. Okay, so y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So that's the next thing. You are going to study once a week. And this isn't about you getting in a class right now. I'm just saying study the thing you want to do. Study the thing you want to do. And you're going to get so used to it. When you finally get that audition, you're going to be like, oh my God, I am ready. I study this all the time. This genre, I know this genre. This kind of character, I know this character. Maybe you watch, the best attorneys, like the best, the shows. If you want to be in a medical drama, you take the time and say, for the month of July, I'm going to binge ER, or I'm going to binge Grey's Anatomy from the beginning. I'm going to really study what medical dramas feel like so I can fit into that world easily. Let me move on. Hope y'all are picking that up. Okay, so remember that picture we took a few steps ago? So remember, in our mind, we have this audition tomorrow for this dream role, right? So, yes, I'm so happy you all are here live. Yes, and yes, Dre says things have been a little slow. Needed this. Yes, we all need this because we're not focusing on the pace of the industry right now. This is us staying ready. This is us being ready. Period. Think about it. Let's say, I know there's some of you here in the chat who said you wanted to do something that was like kind of badass. Listen, when I kept saying I want to do something in sci-fi where I was kicking butt, guess what? If you need to lose 20 pounds, now's the time to do it. If you need to get back in the gym, now's the time to do it. We can't wait until the opportunity comes for us to then start getting ready. The way we manifest, the way we truly do this is to operate as if. And as actors, this is what we do all the time. We operate as if. We're operating as if we are the characters. I think too many of us are waiting. We are waiting, and then we think when the opportunity comes, then I'm going to get ready. It's too late at that point. If you're rusty in your auditions and your audition process, if you're rusty with self-taping or editing or wherever you're not the strongest, waiting till it's go time is too late. We have to be ready now. And that's why I'm asking you what you want to do next so that you make sure that you are ready to go. So a few steps ago, I said, we're going to take a picture dressed as the character we decide that we want to play. You're going to find some clothing at home in your closet and imagine that the audition is tomorrow. And you're like, okay, so I'm not trying to make you to go shopping, but I am saying the dream character you want to play, make sure you have the clothing that alludes to the energy of the character. I am not saying go with full costume, like but you must allude to the character you desire to play, just like we would in an audition. And that photo, next step to our manifestation, I want to challenge you to save it as a screensaver on your phone. Every time you swipe, use your face to unlock your phone, you see that image of you as that character. Powerful. I've done that many times. Some of you may have done that. Again, this is kind of vision board-esque. Some of you may have done that with places you want to visit. You have the image of the place on your phone. Whatever it is, put it on your desktop, put it on your phone, right? Stacy said the thrift store. Yes, the thrift store is a great place to build your costume closet. I definitely have done that over the years. Because especially for costume things, like things for auditions, like I wouldn't really wear this in the world. Thrift store is amazing. Jamie says, I have the clothing and took pictures. Awesome. So now we can take those pictures, put them on our phone, put them on our desktop. So we're always seeing it. We're manifesting it. We're seeing it. We've said it out loud. We recorded a little video with the music. If you missed that tip, you can watch it when you play this back, right? We've shared our goal with a friend, family member, someone we trust, our acting bestie, right? If you have representation, if you are watching and you do have an agent, yes, Francis, manifestation works. Absolutely. If you have an agent or a manager or both, I want you to make sure you've communicated this goal with them. When was the last time you reached out to your team and said, hey, team, thank you so much for all that you do. I'm so grateful to be a part of this agency. And I just want to give you an update on what my big goals is for this year. I know it's already summer 2024, but my goal is to book a role as a blank. What do I'm currently working on this, and this. Do you have any suggestions or tips on what I can do to help make that happen? So this isn't about telling your team, hey, make sure you get me this role, but it is about expressing to them what a desire is for you. Someone asked, great question, do I need to look like the role that I desire to play? Well, when we say, I don't know what you mean by look like, but you can make yourself get dressed in the image of the role that you desire to play. Many, many years ago, I had a client. Her name is Lanisa Frederick. She's an amazing actress. She does a ton of voiceovers and on-camera stuff. She's really successful. And when she coached with me many years ago, her dream was one of her goals was to be on a show like Young Sheldon. And I remember telling her, and if she's watching this, she'll remember this. I said, well, what kind of character would you play on Young Sheldon? And she was like, maybe a teacher or something. I was like, well, let's create that teacher. Let's make this character up. Give the character a name, make that character up, take some pictures. And it worked. And years later, she ended up being on Young Sheldon. It was a beautiful manifestation moment. Things start that simply. Last thing I want to say, I have two more tips for you. So we've already discussed what it is. I want you to don't just say it here today on this live. I want you to also write about it, journal it. Do, as you're talking to yourself in the car, do fake interviews about it. I shared with you that when I was doing interviews in press for some of the shows I was on, I would talk about this role that I desire to do next. But you can speak about it in fact. I'm so excited about this new role I'm playing. Again, talking to ourselves. Don't act like you don't talk to yourself. So when you're washing the dishes or driving or working out, just, think about you are in prep because you have fight rehearsal later that day. Like you're in the gym because you have a red carpet to go to. Like you're studying this television show or this movie in the genre that you want to do because you already have a script for your new thing. Like journal about it. Journal about your day on set, how good the day on set was playing this role. Like just allow yourself, affirm it, speak life over it. And this can be the private part. This can be the part that you do in quiet. But trust me, keep talking about it as if it has already happened. Let me take a sip of water, and I'll give you my last piece on this. Any thoughts around this? Any questions around anything that I've shared so far? Blissful Bundles Gift Shop says, I manifest like crazy. Oh, I can show that on the screen. I manifest like crazy. The best part is when you realize when it's happening and you remember, wow, I said this. I have screenshots, vision boards, and I speak it. I love that. Debbie Ray says, yes, I told my family and my agent I plan to be on the TV show Will Trent. Yes, we touch and agree. Will Trent is done. I've had an audition and truly plan to book it one day. As so it is. It's so it is. Chi Chi says, I love this. I'm so excited. Um, I love this. Yes, you have to talk to yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so the last thing I want to say, and before I open up for a few more questions before I go, let me take my water. I said I was supposed to drink water. I didn't drink it. Oh, hydrate. So many of you have said a lot of things that you want to do. I'm so grateful that you are sharing. The last thing I want to present to you, whatever it is that you've decided that you wanted to do next, I want you to ask yourself and get very real with yourself. Okay, no judgment here. Am I ready now? Am I ready now? If that audition came in tomorrow, are you ready now? And what do I mean by that? Whatever it is, I'm not in your head. I don't know what you decided. What does being ready look like? Are you rusty? Are you on this live right now just talking to be talking? Or have you really been putting in your personal work, whatever that looks like? If some part of you feels like, oh, if it came tomorrow, because listen, we've already done ooh, my alarm. We have already done some serious manifesting right now. I don't know if you realize that. Just by you being here, listening to this, thinking the thought, thinking about these characters, you are already in manifestation mode. So do not be shocked if this week some other sign comes that reminds you of what you just stated today. If you don't feel ready, like if an audition came tomorrow or an opportunity to be on set came tomorrow, then this is the time for you to ask yourself, how can I get ready? What do I feel is missing? What is the disconnect between my readiness and my desire? If that is getting in a class, okay, well, where am I going to take class? If that means getting a coach, okay, great. Well, who am I going to coach with? If that means, oh, I don't really have the clothes for the role I said I want to do. Okay, well, we're going to go to the thrift store. We're going to go to Ross. We're going to go to Target. What are we going to do at? What are we going to do? You have to figure out what it is that is the gap between the two. A lot of times we say we want things, but then when it shows up, it freaks us out and we self-sabotage and we miss the moment. And a lot of times these moments and opportunities don't keep coming. So be honest with yourself about what is that space between the two. Is there anyone here that wants to share something that they feel they need to work on between the desire and the readiness? Is there anything? Because perhaps I can coach you through that. Right? Having desires is great. I speak to actors all day. I've launched my acting coaching business in 2017, and I've coached literally at this point thousands of actors who are on my mailing list, who take my courses. Confidence. Thank you, Bobby Lee. Bobby Leo. Confidence is a huge one. The doubts in between. I see you. Someone on TikTok says not being shy. Amandi says I struggle with breaking down a scene and memorizing lines. Someone says they want to lose 30 pounds. Consistency. First of all, can I say thank you? Thank you all for your vulnerability and your transparency. You see, a lot of times we watch things, we get hyped up, we log off, and then we still do nothing. Don, I see you. Confidence. So I want to talk about a couple of these before we wrap, if that's okay, because I don't like to leave you just riled up and then you take no action, because this is the real shit. The lack of confidence, the doubts in between, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of not thinking you're not good enough. That's why I asked, what was what's the bridge between your desire and your readiness? So let me just quickly talk on confidence. Um, um, First of all, the more we do, the more confident we will get. Chi Chi says, working on my accent script breakdowns. Okay, I'm seeing the script breakdown part a lot. Okay. So, confidence. Let me just say this: preparation breeds confidence. Write that down. Preparation breeds confidence. What does that mean? That means the more you work on you, this stuff we talked about today, studying the genre, studying the types of TV shows and movies you want to do, getting so immersed in the world of the stuff you want to do and feeling confident in that, that preparation will help. It also means, let's say you know you get an audition on Wednesday that's due Wednesday and it's Monday, but you wait till Wednesday morning to do it. Now you're rushed. Now you don't feel confident. You feel shaky in your process. You feel shaky in everything. Oh God, I didn't memorize the lines. I got to work. When am I going to film it? Let me just get it done. And now your confidence is wavering because somewhere deep in you, you know you didn't do the best job you could do. The more you prep, that's why I'm saying stay ready. This is not about, is the industry slow right now? I don't care if it's, again, it's for so many people saying the industry's slow. Okay, if it was busy, are you ready? And the thing is, the confidence, the fear, all that stuff, that would still be there even if it was busy, right? So what can you do to build that confidence? Does it mean you're practicing more? Does it mean you hire a coach? Does it mean you're in a scene study class? Like figure out what that is so that you can work on that. Confidence just gets built over time. I've been doing this a very long time, which is why my confidence is so high. It did not start that way. It's like starting a new job. You get hired at a job. That first week, you're not that confident. You're happy to have a job, but you're in training. You don't feel confident. You're trying to make sure you meet the deadline. But then, honey, 6 months later, you're like, boom, 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 boom. Like you got it together. It just takes time. And so I think we also have to be kind to ourselves and allow that and understand that confidence takes time, but you must take consistent steps to even build the confidence. I want to talk about fear of judgment really quickly. Now, I have to plug. If you don't have my book, it is called Playing Small: The Actor's Guide to Becoming a Booking Magnet. It's a quick, easy read, but it's all about how to become a booking magnet, which is what I call myself. And I talk all about the 7 major fears. And that's on page 13. And I go deep into them: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of not being good enough, fear of competition, fear of not having enough, and fear of time running out. And I know you can relate to some of those, if not multiple of those. We are in an industry where we get judged, period. We get judged for our headshots. We get judged for our auditions. We get judged once we book a job. We get judged. Thank you, Natalie Baker. Natalie Baker said, great book. Yes, it is. And it's on Audible too, right? But we get judged all the way. Even when you book a job, people will judge you for the roles that you play. People will judge your character acting like it's you. And it ain't you. I'm Christine. I'm not that character, but people will judge you. That is it. When I tell you you have to get tough skin. You have to get tough skin. I'm not going to lie to you. This industry is not for the faint of heart. I know we just want to be creative and do our thing and act. Yes, and it just comes with other things. Get used to people looking at you. Get used to people judging you. Is it always true? No. But it is part of the process and you just have to get used to it. You have to. I saw someone was talking about script breakdown. Listen, if breaking down scripts is something you need to work on, start working on it. Go to YouTube, get books. Just start small. Just keep practicing. Again, get a coach, get in class. If you want to learn about what it's like to work with me, you can visit any of my links that you see in my profile. When it comes to those of you who are talking about your weight, let me just be clear on this. Weight loss, weight gain is a personal process, a personal journey. However, I do want you to know there is a role out there for you right now, as you are. You are the only one that has an ideal weight in your mind. But if you watch TV and movies, you know that we got skinny people, fat people, short people, tall people, pretty people, ugly people, right? Like, and that's beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? There is a role for you as you are. The industry awaits you currently as you are. And you can adjust, you can change things about yourself, no problem. And then there will be a role for you as that version of you also. But I don't, and if there's anyone here watching me or listening, thinking that they have to wait until, I want to just bust that bubble right now. You are perfect as you are right now. Okay? I want to make sure you hear that. It's one thing to prep, like if you like, I want to do an action role and I want to prep for that action role, so I'm going to get in the gym. Okay, fine. But I don't want you to think, even as you are prepping for that action role, you can still be booking other kinds of roles. We can get all the checks. Okay. Right? Our weight loss or weight gain is personal to us. No one in the industry is saying, oh, I would have booked John Smith if he was only 10 pounds lighter. Like, it depends on the role, right? But there are roles. Maybe for that action role, John Smith can't do it right now, but maybe John Smith can play a detective or a doctor or a dad. Like, there's so many other things we can play. Don't let this industry fool you into thinking you have to be one way. I'm just checking these comments again because we've done some great work on manifestation today. I just was checking on your hearts. I'm gonna check these comments one more time and then we'll get ready to wrap unless I see something else come in the chat. Fear of judgment, yes. Don Gotti says fear of judgment is a big one. I made a duet. Shout out to those of you on TikTok who are doing those duets with me. I love watching them. All right. I'm just checking the comments again. I hope you've enjoyed this today. I think being clear on what we want to do next is key. I will say, as again, if you're not following me on TikTok, I think you should. Actress Christine Horn. I go a lot deeper there, and of course, we have the Hollywood Bound Actors podcast, which I'll probably repurpose this video for. But I just want you to know, like, this industry is ever changing. Thank you, Chubby. This industry is ever changing. It's always going to change. And just know that it's not too late for you to get started. It's not too late for you to take it more serious. It's not too early, right? You also have to create a very full life outside of this acting thing. And I'm saying that to you, like, big sister hindsight. Please have other things that you care about. Be connected to your spirituality if that's something you want to do. Go for walks, hook up with your friends, see your family. Like, the more well-rounded you are as a human being, the more you can bring to the craft. We must love ourselves in order to even love ourselves in this craft. We have to get to know ourselves in order to get to know our characters deeper, right? So just remember to love on you, right? Yes. Someone says on TikTok, it's never the right time. We just have to get out of our heads, right? There's a spot for you here. There's a spot for you here. And it is okay if you're working a 9 to 5. It's okay if you're working a 5 to 10. It's okay if you're working a graveyard shift. It's okay if you are doing something totally different outside of acting. You don't have to be an actor 24/7. Like, if you don't feel like, if you're not on set, that you are not an actor. You are, just by declaring that you are so. And then everything you do from that will be in alignment with that declaration. So remember that you have a gift that the world needs to see. Stay encouraged. Don't let anybody rob you from that gift. Share that gift. It was given to you. Okay? I am Christine Horn. I am the booking magnet. If you enjoyed this, please share it with an actor friend once it's done. And again, you can follow me at actress Christine Horn on TikTok. Well, TikTok, no, I am Christine Horn on TikTok, and Facebook, Christine Horn, Instagram, Hollywood Bound Actors. Have an amazing rest of the day. I'll probably go live tomorrow. Not sure what time, but just turn on notifications wherever you need to. Have an amazing day. Well, I'm gonna log off of all of these things. Bye, everybody.